Okay, let's get into this, John. So we do have S, A, B, C, and D tier. I don't even know where to start with this. I think we'll start off with the basics. And for now, that's blades. I'm just going to go in order for now. And then I might switch it up. I might do random things later. I'm going to start off with the blades. I think all blades are a solid B. I don't think you can go wrong with a blade Maycast at all. It's obviously not great. It doesn't like hurt you. It's not like awful, but you can't go wrong with it. It's not a bad Maycast to have. And the Maycast bubbles for the entire match, that's definitely a C tier. They're not as good as bubbles, and they're just, I don't think they cast as much. Why would you rock a Maycast whatever, but we can just go with all Dispels, all Traps, and all Pierce Blades. We'll get all of these out of the way. I think Dispels, I think it's an awful Maycast to have. You can only have it for like a random school, so that you're doing PvP and you're an Ice Wizard with Maycast Life Dispel. The odds of you fighting a life and then getting the Maycast is so low, it's just not worth it. It's just awful. There's definitely, let me change this to F tier. Why not? We need an F tier in this tier list. It's just not good. You don't get any benefit out of it, and if you do, it's once in a lifetime. It's once in a blue moon. You will never get it, and for that reason, it's just F. Who uses Maycast Dispel? Nobody. It's awful. We'll do Traps now. I'll give it the same as Blades for now. I think Blades will probably move up, but for now, Traps are just the same as Blades. You know, it's just the same thing. They're both kind of just dog. They're not great, they're not amazing, but why not? And then all Pierce Blades, this is an easy F, 100%. There's no reason to have a Pierce Blade at all. You get nothing from it. Like, a Maycast Dispel is more useful than a Maycast Pierce Blade. Even the odds of it being the right school that you had a Dispel on, Pierce Blades are just awful. No. Let's wait on the auras. I do want to get the auras done all at the same time, but I don't want to go there just yet because the auras are like the main thing. All of the auras that you guys are seeing right now, like this, Amplify, Berserk, Brace, all of these are goated. These are actually goated, and I think there's a big hunk of auras that we have to cover. Let's go with the interesting ones. I'll go with like the cleanses and the steals, because I think that's something kind of interesting. We'll go with these three right here. Can I actually align them up so you guys can see them better? Oh, I can. Perfect. Okay, that makes everything easier. Let's go with Pierce. Wait, do I have Shatter on this list? Oh, I do have Shatter. Let's do Pierce, Steel Ward, and Shatter, because these are some interesting Maycasts. And I think the best thing to do is put Maycast Steel Ward at A, Shatter at S, and then Pierce would be a low A. I think Steel Ward is a high A because obviously they lose their shield or whatever, but Pierce is not as good, and I think there's other Maycasts that would be better to have. Maycast Pierce, you just don't see it that much. What's really the point of Maycast Pierce? Just don't really use it. Just use Steel Ward, you know? And then we got Cleanse, and we got both Cleanses, actually, and Maycast Pierce. I'll put Maycast Pierce at a low B. I think that's solid. Same with Cleanse, and then this. Look, I don't even know how to explain these that much. I just know that they're not that great. There's no way to just be like, yeah, this goes here because of this reason. It's just not that great. They're just not that useful, and they're just, that's all I got to say. That's really all I got to say. I think Shatter is 100% an S tier. Like Cleanse Charm on yourself, that's just a dumb Maycast. No reason to have that. Disarm could be good, but Cleanse is much better, 100%. What do we got next? Let's go into the auras. Why not? I think the auras is something that we really have to cover because they are just so game changing. The auras in PvP right now as they stand are so incredibly broken. Like, they're just amazing. You really, I don't want to be that bold with it, but if you don't have like a Maycast Aura pet at max, you are going to struggle just because of the meta and how the meta is, really. I'm kind of just organizing all of them into a single row so I can look at them better. Yeah, I think I got them all. So let's just look at the elephant in the room at this list that you guys, at this top row that you guys are seeing. And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, we know Brace is S tier. We 100% know that a Brace Maycast is S tier. It's, what do you want me to say about it? It's Brace. Berserk is F tier? Yeah, I agree. Berserk, I mean, I would probably give it a low C, but I'm going to give it an F because it can lose you a match, technically. it's like a what, 30% incoming boost. That really hurts. If you get that, that's like a blade for 4 turns on your opponent. It's hard to explain. So I'm going to leave the damage auras last. I'm going to go over the interesting ones, which is like Vengeance. Obviously, Vengeance, not that great. Why run 20% crit when crit meta doesn't even really exist? Like, you don't need crit. You don't need a percentage of crit. You crit every single time. Like, it's just not, I don't think that's really good at all. Nice. Not F tier, but definitely C tier. Empowerment? I don't know. Can somebody in chat let me know about empowerment? I'll give it a low B. No, I'll give it high C, just because, why not? I really don't think, like, just looking at it, I don't think it's that interesting. Gain 1 pip? Why have Maycast Empowerment when you can have Maycast Brace or even Fortify? Fortify, speaking, that's A tier. I like Steel Ward a bit more because you can have Brace over Fortify, but for the most part, Fortify is goated. Amazing. Actually amazing. Conviction? F. Conviction is the worst Maycast you can have on a pet, I swear. Don't run. Actually... Conviction's not bad. Fortify's S, it's 5 rounds. True, S tier. I'll put it higher than Empowerment. No, I won't. That's a lie. No, F tier. I'm lying. Conviction is awful. Remember when Vengeance was the infal? Bro, low level PvP with Vengeance, that was the good stuff. That was the good stuff. I remember that. When I had crit pets back in the day, it was good times. Okay, now let's put infal. I'll put it at A tier. Amplify, high B. Amplify is pretty good for balances and life, because life doesn't have a damage aura, and balance you can sometimes rock it with Hydra, so it's B. It's not amazing. And then infal is just A. Okay, so let's get into these jaws right now. I think, are all of these the same? You can't go wrong. They're all just amazing for PvP. Like, they're all just A tier. They're all just A tier. All of them are easily just A tier. Like, what else am I supposed to say about it? All of them just go right into A tier. 100% they all just go in A tier. So let's finish it off with, or not let's finish it off. Let's go with the heals. I think the heals is a good place to go. I know some of them are really good, but some of them are just dog water. Like Fairy's an A. I'll say that right now. I think Fairy belongs right there. Actually, no, that's a lie. Like, I don't know. It's not that amazing. I'll put it at B. I think that's more fair. So I think all of them are just C tier. You know, I don't think they're that great. Obviously, Fairy is much better than the rest because of how often it casts, but just not that useful, you know? Like in PvP and PvE, these 3 are not that great, you know? They're good, but they rarely cast, you know? Okay, let's do this list that I got right here. I don't know how I feel about these. I've never seen any of these cast. I've seen Tower Shield very rarely. But, like, in PvP, they're just not good. Give us some, Zach. I'll put Tower Shield here. I think that's fine. But, like, the rest of them are not that useful. I mean, Black Mantle's funny. I'll say that. I'll put Black Mantle here because I think that's pretty funny. But, like, the rest of them are just not that useful. Stun could be funny, too. I'll put it at B. Plague, not that useful. I make as weakness pet, and likewise, it hardly does weakness. Yeah, it's just... It's funny if it casts, but it just never casts. And a utility spell Maycast is just not that useful, you know? All of them, I think they just belong in the same spot. They're just not that useful. What's the spell with the enchanted armament? This is Sword and Shield. It's just a random image that I found. Low B. I completely forgot about it. We'll put it at low B. That's fine. Can't find Maycast Feeble. Okay, that's my bad. I completely forgot about Maycast and Feeble, but that would be an S tier. It would go right here between Brace and Fortify. Easily. Ooh. Let's do the last of the Kroger Jewels that we have left, because I feel like these are interesting. D-Lance Easy S. D-Lance Easy S. You can't go wrong. It's a free plus 35 blade and pierce. It's completely free. Easy S tier. Like, what, like, Easy S tier. 100% easy S tier. And it's in some situations, I think a damage aura from A tier would be much better. But if you already have this and you get a D-Lance on top of it, it's just that much better. It is just 100% that much better. So I'm leaving it S tier for now. There is Maycast Incendiate, which is an interesting spell. I need to get some of the opinions from you guys in chat right now. What do you guys think about Maycast Incendiate? Because it could be an easy S. You can blade stack. You can do like 3 death blades, send a death like a bone dragon, get Maycast Incendiate, and then it does like 10k damage, and you win the match. It destroys all overtimes on the field. So it includes the ones that are on you. It destroys the overtimes that are on you. So it can be a very bad Maycast, but it can also be amazing. So what do you guys think? A lot of you said S right at the beginning. But I don't think it's S tier. The fact that you can die from it, or the fact that you could lose because of your own Maycast, I don't know. I think it's a low A, you know? Some strategies, yeah. You completely benefit off of Maycast Incendiate, but at the same time, it's, I don't know. I just don't see it being an S. Maycast Incendiate can hurt you. If you're a Storm, and you use a Storm Elf, and then it completely just gets rid of that Storm Elf, that can be really bad for you, you know? Look, I'll leave it here. I think this is a good spot. It's obviously much better than some Maycasts that we have on the list, but it's a lot less consistent, and it rarely casts. It's a lot less consistent than all of these other things. Everything above it is so much better than this, so I'm fine with it on this spot. Mass Feint, F. Mass Feint is an easy F. It's plus 75 to the enemy. That could be amazing. It can force them to shield, but it's also a plus 75 on you. And if you get a plus 75 on you, like, that's just bad. No, you just don't want this. The Conviction's even worse than it. I'll actually put it here because I think it can be useful in some situations if you're already shielded or something like that. But for the most part, it's just not good. We got we got the Maycast hits, all of the Maycast fuels, and then triage. I'll put triage at B, I guess. It's not that bad. All right, let's do these last fuels. I think fuels are really interesting for spells. I know Myth is amazing. Myth and Fire are both really good for PvP. So all of them are very good. Obviously, they're not B tier. They are A tier. All of these are very, very useful. I think some schools benefit. I think Fire benefits the most because they're more likely to like Fire Elf and Fire Beetle and stuff like that. I'll actually do this. How about this? I don't think Life is that amazing at hitting. Like you really don't hit that much, so I don't think a fuel is that amazing, but it's still really, really nice. If you're like Lumi spamming and you get Maycast Life Fuel, that's awesome. That's dope. But Myth and Fire, you just hit a lot more than a Life does. So I think they're easily A tier. High A, or like mid A. What am I even saying? Let's do the last 3. These are just the dumb hits that you got. Look, they're not great. I'll put them B tier because they're funny. And you can get them once in like a lifetime. But they're just not that useful. Like you'll never get them. And the odds of actually getting them and then like working is just so low. There we go. And we put it S tier. Look at that. A perfect tier list. What do you guys think of the tier list? Does anybody disagree? Anybody agree? Yeah, I think it looks good. What next? Yeah, what tier list should I do next?